So moving on to our next story, we're going to be talking about the fact that there are two Pokemon productions, one being the anime and the other one being the TV series, that are actually going to be delayed due to everything going on in the world right now. So the movie, this is actually a constant theme. The movie was supposed to be coming out on July 10th, and it does seem like a lot of things that are coming out, as we've talked about so far, and even coming up, if they were coming out in July, they're currently going to be delayed. So the film was actually going to be called the Gekijoban Pocket Monster Coco film, and I haven't really kept up with Pokemon much. I've been trying to keep up with some of the games, but when it comes to the anime, I haven't been able to keep up with that. But either way, the film is going to be delayed. Toho was planning on releasing it again on July 10th, but now they've announced that there will be a new opening date and release date, and they will post about it once it's decided, which I keep on saying over and over. Sorry if you're listening to the whole podcast on our Podbean. I probably sound like a broken record, but I'm very happy with companies saying we don't know just yet, because quite frankly, as not just in the US, I'm talking about nationwide, not nationwide, worldwide, galaxy-wide, if you want to include the space and the Space Force, we don't know what's going to happen with everything going on right now. So thankfully, I'm very happy that they're saying, don't worry, there will be tickets. There will be advanced dates for tickets and stuff like that, but we don't know just yet. Now, again, this is from a Japanese perspective. Of course, I don't know what work they have to do on the film. It does mention, though, that in the description in the article for the movie itself, that the movie is set in Okoya Forest, a Pokemon paradise that is protected by strict rules that forbid outsiders from setting foot inside. All right, so it's the village for Pokemon. The film centers on Coco, a boy who was raised by Pokemon and also considers himself as one. This is adorable as hell. Holy shit. I cannot wait to see this as a TV movie on Disney XD. Just kidding, Netflix will get the exclusive rights. Anyway, so apparently he also, Coco here, treats the mythical Pokemon Zarude as his father. Jesus Christ, this is adorable as hell. Inject this into my veins. Ash and Pikachu encounter Coco during an adventure, and I shouldn't laugh. I'm just imagining Pikachu, just Ash being like, Thunder? Iron Tail? Please don't kill this boy, Ash. Please don't kill this boy. The film focuses on the theme of a human raised by Pokemon. Yes, we've got that. Instead of the previous film's focus, which was actually the bond between a human trainer and their Pokemon. All right, so that actually sounds wonderful. I can't wait to see this whenever the hell it comes out. If it does end up coming out in spring 2021, which is my general my gut feeling on a lot of these productions. One of them was stated as coming out in spring 2021 that we talked about before, but in this case, if it does come out spring 2021, then I assume, yeah, Netflix, if it doesn't end up coming to US theaters, which I don't think it would, because usually newer Pokemon films, other than the Power of Us, not the Power of Us, oh come on, it was the one where Pikachu spoke and everyone was like, oh good god, Pika Pika, what the fuck. What was that one? Pikachu Speaks. I'm just typing in Pikachu Speaks. Pikachu Talks to Ash. Thank you. Pokemon the movie. I Can Hear Pikachu Speaking. No, what was it? I Choose You. That's what it was. I Choose You. In that film, yes, that one came to theaters for obvious reasons, but I don't believe any newer Pokemon film has come out in theaters for a long, long time. So I don't remember what was the last one before I Choose You. So I bring this up based on the fact that we probably won't be getting this in theaters. Also, if Pokemon Company were to try, I don't know if we would end up getting enough people wanting to go to a theater in spring 2020. I don't know how that's going to work and how the world is gonna get back to that sense of normalcy for most Americans. Again, talking about this from an American perspective here. But I do think that if Netflix paid a lot of money, people would watch it on Netflix, definitely. I mean, hell, just looking at this, at the description of the story, yeah, I definitely want to check it out personally. But either way, as I mentioned before, that's not the only thing that's being delayed. Also, the Pokemon TV anime. Now, this is very important. When I say the Pokemon TV anime, I'm only referring to the Japanese side of things here. I don't know how the US side will be affected by anything that's going on in the world right now, because of course you have a lot of stuff that has been pre-recorded in advance, trying to make it so that it ends up it's good for syndication, because Pokemon is very heavily syndicated in the US, I'm sure in Japan as well. So I don't know how everything is working on the US side of things when it comes to Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon. Under the Alolan Moon, Pokemon. Love that theme so much. I've barely seen the show. I've seen a little bit of it with Tristan and Rachel whenever we get to hang out, but oh man, such a fun freaking theme. But anyway, the point is that the new show, which is just called Pocket Monsters, is going to be delayed. It's saying temporarily suspending part of its production due to, and the state of emergency that was declared in Japan. However, again, the staff has not revealed a date when it's coming back. I do believe this is the first time something like this has ever happened in Pokemon's history, which is obviously very unusual, but of course we are in unusual times. The anime first started airing November 17th, which was actually 2 days after Pokemon Sword and Shield were shipped worldwide, so corporate synergy. And it was airing at Sundays at 6 p.m., which is the old time slot for Pokemon Sun and Moon. Of course, I'm sure many of you have either seen GIFs or the opening online of all of them dancing with Satoshi / Ash and Go. But yeah, it's, again, it's something that's sad, of course, but I do believe that, I don't have the article in front of me, but I remember hearing that the company behind Pokemon in Japan, the anime at the very least, they're actually putting out Pokemon reruns, not just on TV, but I could swear legally for free on YouTube. I was under the impression. Again, it's for Japanese audiences, but still, that's still nice for kids who just need something right now, of course, who are stressed out because now that they might not be going to school, but they're getting homeschooled, and they're getting a lot of work. I mean, I'm looking at this from a U.S. perspective, but I've heard a lot of parents who are very overwhelmed with now having to not just have their job at home. Some of them sadly don't have their jobs at home, but some of them have to now have their jobs at home and then also be their teachers to their kids. So it's pretty stressful times right now, of course, for obvious reasons. So at least some of those kids in Japan do get to have some Pokemon in their life, even if it's not new Pokemon. But no, yeah, I mean, it's sad, but obviously it's for everyone's safety. I'm assuming they probably have a few more episodes ready and willing to go. I've heard that from some people online that some of they're hoping that the story doesn't get affected too much. Very much like, actually, there was a time, I believe was it during the 2011 earthquakes when things got changed a little bit in black and white anime. Tell me if I'm wrong down below, everybody, but I'm pretty sure that was the case, but it wasn't delayed for that long. But in this case, though, I mean, this is an indefinite delay for the time being, and sadly I think it'll pick up again probably, unless there's a vaccine that ends up coming out anytime in the near future, probably sometime in 2021. Again, of course, I haven't said this throughout the episode, but I probably should have. It all depends on how Japan takes this as well, but just looking at the way things are happening in Japan right now, I do think that early 2021 is probably a better estimate than any time in 2020 for right now. But again, I don't know how their scripts are going to be affected or the audio. I just know that getting everyone together and recording the dialogue the way they do in Japan would have to be all of them, at least 4 to 5 actors in a room together. Not really doing well with the social distancing there right now, and also don't know if any of them have their computer setups from work at home, so if they could even animate the episodes, and also how much work they outsource to other countries, which of course will definitely affect the workflow as well. So a lot of stuff I've said before, but it still bears repeating. Just there's a lot of cogs in this machine that have to be placed, and with everything going on right now, you can't place all those cogs. Am I getting the metaphor right? I think I am. Either way, though, tell me what you think about this down below. Were you following this anime in some way in Japan, and now you sadly can't watch it? Same thing with the movie as well. What are your thoughts on that as well? Did it intrigue you? Are you going to wait to see it if it ends up popping up on Netflix, most likely? And just what are your thoughts on Pokemon anime now? Because I've heard actually some pretty good things about the latest anime. But again, I haven't been able to keep up myself. So tell me what you think about all of this stuff down in the comment section down below.